Season 8 for Delta Force is here, and with it comes Space City 2.0. The map's now had a huge overhaul, adding in some significant new areas we're going to take a look at, and modifying some of the existing ones. Whilst the dormitory area and most of the outskirts are largely unchanged, there are a few little tweaks that I'll show you, but the main bulk of what's been added on is the now accessible water that you can swim through. This includes water running from the dormitory area all the way past the zips and round to the other side near the bridge. Every bit of water in the map is now swimmable, or at least temporarily survivable. There's also another area of water over here that comes off the back of the plaza area. So previously, where you would sneak along down behind these little planters here, getting around towards the extracts, there's now this huge new area you can go into. There's a sort of docks area and a helipad. And there's also a room in here where you can end up fighting the new boss, Hudson, if he spawns on the map. So you can see this is the large new area here. When we swing over to the bridge is pretty much the same as it was before. And you can swing around and see that the core looks pretty much the same as well. Whilst we're on the topic of bosses, you can still get the existing boss, Demolin, Desmolin, if you're a cretin. She still spawns as usual. Sometimes she can spawn in the middle here. She can also spawn down at the launch tower as well in her usual positions. But you can also, if she doesn't spawn, get the new boss spawn in as well. And he's going to appear partway into the round. First up, you're going to see his bodyguard spawn. There's a group of 4 lads with protective shields on their guns and a little tank that drives around with them, similar to Demolin's. And you'll need to kill those 4 guards in order to get to the main boss, Hudson. And he's going to be found in this new area here. If you kill the 4 guards, the tank will explode, a bit like killing her. You don't need to worry about shooting the tank, just kill the 4 guards. They're pretty tough. And then you'll get a key card that'll let you get into this area here. This will normally be locked if the boss has spawned, and you'll be able to come in here and fight him, and he'll probably end up murdering you.
Why must you stand in my way? Open fucking sesame! You have any idea why I'm here? Any idea? Huh? There are so many corrupted, incompetent fools in Alsara, and
So this is that new area. This has its own area of water out the back here. These areas of water aren't all connected together. You can't swim from the outskirts into the core area. This area here, if I bring up the map for a moment, you can see this is kind of one area of water here that's out the back near the launch area. And there's various ways in and out of there. You can jump in there and then climb out on a ladder near the bridge here. And you can then climb up on various areas in the big bay area here and here. And over here somewhere as well. There's a few different spots you can get in and out there. But you can't get from that bit of water into the other bits. The other bit of water runs all the way here from Suspension Bridge, goes all the way around underneath the Central Command Bridge, Employee Passage, and to Westgate. That is all one connected area of water, but you can't cross to the core anywhere in that water. Once you're in it, you can swim along and pop out somewhere else on the outside, but you won't be able to climb up into the core by doing so. There's also sharks underwater, so you need to watch out for those. They're pretty brutal. If they see you, then they'll swim up to you and rip your leg off and kill you. There usually seem to be several around in this area, and then you maybe get 1 or 2 in the other area as well. And there's also a few loot containers underwater you can search. Not many, but there's 1 or 2 that you can have a look in to try and get some extra loot. You can also now cross from up near launch onto this new area. So you have this new zip here just next to the broken bridge, if that's active, and that'll take you across to here. You can also now get onto this little bit here as well, which is something you couldn't do before. That's where one of these ladders is that comes out of the water. So you can climb up this ladder here that's in between the 2 bridges, and you can then go off to either side along these ledges here up to launch, or back over to the main area, or across the zip onto the new docks area. This new docks area is quite large. It's got various outside bits, different levels, different rooms with loot containers in it. There's briefcases, all sorts of things that you might want to come down here and loot, and you're going to find a few enemies around here as well usually. So fun new area to explore. You've got these areas where you can go in and out of the water as well. Over here, this is the main new part of the map like we talked about before. This area of water here on the other side of the fence you can't get to, when you do have the new boss spawn in, Hudson, you're going to hear a little audio cue and you might see them come in. If you're looking the right way, you'll see some helicopters or some planes, I think it is, and some boats come in, and they come on over here and he goes in, I think in this bit here, and then he'll pop up basically in his little spot. But he tends to spawn in about 6 or 7 minutes into the map starting, so he won't be there right at the beginning. But if there's no sign of the previous boss, then you're probably going to get the new boss spawn in. So this is the other water area. You can get out on this little beach here near dormitory, and then you can go down and swim along, and there's various spots like this bit here where you can hop out and you can just follow this along. You can see there's one of those containers down there. There's not a lot. That might be the only one. I think it's the only one I searched when I was having a look around, but there's probably 1 or 2 more. But we don't have quite the abundance of stuff that you might see on Tide Prison. If we follow this water around, you see it goes all the way around here, but you can't get out for ages now until we get over near the central area, near the bridge where you'd normally try and cross. But again, if you see, we come over here, there's nowhere on this right-hand side to cross. You can't do any sneaky ways of getting over there. You can climb out here, and then you can climb out here again, but you'd still have to do the zip to go across into the core area. You can also jump off the crossing here for employee passage if you need to. If you're coming under fire or change your mind, you can jump into this water. That's all survivable. You can swim all the water on the map. Don't worry about jumping into a specific area that you think might kill you. You should be fine. It's all survivable. There is a little bit here you can climb out, but you can't actually really get anywhere from there. It's just a little bit of a spot you can get onto. While we're over this way, there was a tiny little change over here, or a few small changes, such as this bulletproof glass that's been added in here to give a bit of visibility between the sand crossing here and the steps. And there's another bit just over here as well that gives some visibility down there as well, and what's quite a brutal area to fight in, as well as some of these containers and little bits of hard cover here have just been reworked slightly to update this area, as well as a little bit more cover added down here as well. Central control looks like it's pretty much the same from what I saw. Over here is pretty much the same as well. There is a new zip added here. This zip I think is new, unless I've just not played the game for so long that I forgot it was there, but I'm pretty sure that is newly added in. Otherwise over here I think is pretty much the same as it was before. And then as we go over to the bridge area, you can see this is just the same as Old Space City. The extractions all work the same still got rocket launch, which is going to take you 7-ish minutes from pressing the button, which is going to be on Operation Ascended, which you'll pick up just down here. You've then got the main helicopter extract, which will trigger the 2 switches inside, and then come and extract here. And then you've also got the bagless extract, the no bag extract over here, that will have 3 slots on normal and 1 slot available on hard, and it's all exactly the same over here. No changes in this area. We do also have a few interesting changes in the central area as well, not so much outside here, but if we go inside, there's a few little bits you're going to want to see. When we go in here and then go up the stairs, and this is the same on both sets of stairs, once we go up a little bit, you'll notice that we get to this bit here where there's now a hole in the ceiling and this pipe here. So you can actually drop down through these holes in the stairs, and you can jump on these pipes and go up and use that to mantle in here. So it just gives an extra route for getting up and down these stairs, make them less of a sort of one-way choke point. And then if you continue up here as well, they've also updated this area so you can see there's now different ways to get through these corridors. We can go through the traditional way here, but there's also this hole here you can climb through. It goes into a little side room with a couple of doorways, just to make these corridors a bit more dynamic rather than just who can peek and who has the quickest reaction speed to shoot someone in the head down here. And it's kind of similar on the other side as well. I'll come back and show you this room in a sec. This area's changed very slightly. This is a bit bigger, I believe. And then if we go over here, you can see similar story. We've got these little side rooms you can sort of play out of. Another hole here. And this has just changed a little bit to make it a bit more interesting. If we jump back over to the CEO office, I'll just show you what's updated there. This is quite significantly changed again, I think in very positive ways too. When you come in, you have this bulletproof glass now in the center. And then as we go around here, you can see this area pretty much the same over here. Anything interesting on the floor? No, not today. Any key cards? Yes. Oh, what key card is that? Something for 0 damn. Very nice. Always check that table. So behind here, pretty much normal. But if we go into the little side room, the little vault room here, you can see any key card. Oh, double key card. Look at this. Little Brakesh key card as well. Always check that spot. There you go. The more you know. So in here, there's now this new ladder. You can climb up here, go through this, and I don't think this goes anywhere. This is just a dead end. I wish you could go through here. No, well, there's nothing there. just go through this way and you can drop down this hole, and this drops you down into the planters here. So just another way out of that door. So rather than having 3 versus 3 all just peeking the same spot through the door, you now have this extra little route that people can drop out of as well, just to mix it up. And were these holes always here? They probably were, and better players than I have probably been using them. But if they weren't, then there's cool new holes. Otherwise, maybe I'm just an idiot. So if we continue down here, there's another fairly big change down in Buoyancy. We drop down the ladder. You can see this area here has changed a little bit. You've now got these 2 big hanging things here that weren't there before. The other stuff is all the same. But if you go over to this control panel here, you can press that and it's going to slowly flood this whole area. It fills up from the bottom. I guess that's kind of traditionally how water fills things up. And then you can still go down here. You can swim. If you go down here before filling it up, you can see there's just a little bit of water down the bottom of the hole where the safe is. You can still use the zip when you're in the water as well to get up and down more quickly. But you can flood this whole bit. That's going to allow you to also get into this hollow container here. So you can get inside this and use this as a bit of cover. There's no loot container in there, but you can get inside. The other one you can't get inside of. But they still have the same stuff, still a flight case, safe down the bottom, and the small safe is still in this one as well. Cool little change there. Over in the other buildings, not really anything changed. If we go in here, you can see that these stairs have the same sort of deal that we saw at the other side. You can see there's the pipe and the hole you can use to get up and down. The dormitory area is basically unchanged. Like I said, Central Command is pretty much unchanged as well from what I could see. And over in Centrifuge, this is all the same as before as well. No changes in Centrifuge that I've been able to notice. And then if we come over into the black chamber again, you can see this is all pretty much as it was before. And again, same in the test range. You do have this new box, by the way. This has been added in. You can't climb up here now, but you can drop down here without taking tiny bit of damage when you jump down. So that's a nice little change. Love to see that. I think this thing's new, right? This wasn't here before, that massive thing there. So a bit more cover in this area, which would be quite interesting. I feel like maybe these have been shuffled around a tiny bit, quite hard to remember. But then the main bulk of the interior here in test range, I think, is the same as it was before. So there you go. That's pretty much all of the new stuff in Space City 2.0, just gone live with the new update today. I'm going to be streaming this today and a lot over the next few weeks, so jump on and check out my live streams on Twitch and YouTube and come say hello. And let me know down in the comments what you think about the Space City update. I think it's really positive. Nice to see the water now accessible, and really nice to see this big new area over at the docks. And I think a lot of the other quality of life changes they've made to the map are very positive as well. I'm a big fan of Space City anyway, so it's nice to see it get a bit of love and just make it a little bit more dynamic and interesting. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like and a sub if you enjoyed it. My name's Ben, and I'll see you next time.